9. The Seekers, also known as the Hermit. Card description. The Tarot of Love shows two exemplary ways of the quest of spiritualization and meditation. A masculine path of the hermit secluded in his cave, and a feminine way of opening up to the world. Both ways are legitimate. Of course, mystic union with the creation by opening up to it and to oneself is also a valid form of meditation, as is searching within. General meaning. The Tarot of Love shows two people who are each in their own way dedicated to contemplation and self-realization. One traditional masculine way is to retreat into a dark solitude in order to find the light of one's own soul. Examples of this are divine worship in solidly walled temples and churches, and in mountain monasteries and jungle ashrams. One feminine way, which is less recognized, leads to an opening that lets in the powers at work in the creation, and from there allows a revelation of the inner being. Divine worship takes place under the open sky, in nature, similar to as in Celtic worship. The quest phase is necessary for human development. Only those who can draw back from everyday life for periods of time can detach themselves from confusing powers and complicated situations, at least temporarily. This occasional situation is the precondition for silently listening to the inner voice and looking upward to find inspiration and direction for a new way of life. With card 8, balance was struck and accountability made to create a balance of the energies put in motion with 6, the Lovers, and 7, companionship. In contrast, with 9, the Seekers, an old cycle is ended and there is a search for the proper beginning of a new path. Meditation, contemplation, contact with the creative forces of nature are means by which seekers rediscover their own center. The light of life shines through our super-personal center and flows through the people who are open to it into the world around us. The quest is made also in order to come to grips with the void. Loving, understanding, and universal forgiveness characterize the attitude of a true hermit. The frugal Diogenes in the barrel, the mystic and naturopathic healer Hildegard von Bingen, and Ramana Maharishi, the Indian sage, opposed to every form of missionary work with his question, "Who am I?" All of these characters belong to the archetype of the Seekers. Love meaning. Now is the time for a break. We should permit ourselves and our partner to take time off in the relationship without projecting feelings of guilt. We may admit to the need for some inner and or outer distance, to be not accountable to the partner, unlike 8 in balance, in order to find again our own center. It must be possible in a sound partnership to go some distance of the way alone or all at one with yourself. Whoever or whatever belongs with us will remain with us. Whoever or whatever does not remain apparently no longer belongs. The Seekers may also indicate within a profoundly spiritual love relationship where the development is harmonious and parallel that both partners will retreat together and drop their everyday routines for some time in order to attain an even more harmonious soul partnership and unfold more of their inherent spiritual potential. Family meaning. The Seeker's card conveys an ambiance of the quiet times in November and the pre-Christmas season. It symbolizes the time of Advent, of the winter solstice, an individual preparation for the search for ways to attain a deeper purpose and inner tranquility. Family members who want to develop their own personal thinking should not be hindered in doing so. One relative might be drawn to a different religious belief and lifestyle, to meditation, to distant lands, to solitude. Let us allow this person the necessary freedom to follow his or her path. Partners and friends meaning. Here, the Seekers stands for a productive matching of complementary outlooks on life, friendly mutual assistance and support within the respective stages of individual development. This card can also stand for a dissolution of outdated role-playing patterns in addition to individualization. Not conscious or reversed meaning. The Seeker's card warns of false isolation masquerading as an inner need for seclusion, of a standstill or even break off of the communication which balances and shares, when 8 balance has been misunderstood as an armistice instead of clarification and settling of issues. An indifference in regard to present life circumstances or retreat into oneself because of being afraid of life. Key words. Each of us can and must have time to be alone in order to rediscover her or himself.